Hey, this is Kip, and in this FAQ video, we're going to learn how to control the plane on the ground to steer it so we can taxi and align with the runway during takeoff and landing. You may have tried to taxi by turning the yoke or stick to the left or right like this. And why that doesn't work is because that actually controls the ailerons, which make the plane bank or roll to the left or right while in flight. Instead, while you're moving on the ground, you push the left rudder pedal to steer the aircraft to the left and push the right rudder pedal to steer it to the right. In the real world, not every plane will turn by pushing the rudder pedals like this. In this video, we're using the Cessna 172, which happens to have a steerable nose wheel. And when we push the rudder pedal left and right, it causes the wheel to turn left and right. Other planes, like the Cirrus SR-22, have a non-steerable or castering nose wheel. And in this case, you actually steer the plane by applying differential braking, which means pushing one of the brakes, either the left or the right, more than the other, which will cause the plane to steer left or right. But don't worry, even though that's how some planes steer in real life, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you can simply steer every plane by pushing the rudder pedal left or right. And if you want to use differential braking, you can do that as well. If I hold down the left brake while I'm making this turn, you can see it tighten up a bit. If I apply too much brake, it'll stop like this. So I can just add a little throttle or loosen up a little bit on that left brake to get the plane moving again. Now, if you don't have a way to use the left and right rudders, you can go to the assistance options and then expand this first section called piloting and turn on this takeoff auto rudder option. It does say that it assists you during takeoff, but it also allows you to taxi by turning your yoke or stick left or right. Now that you know how to steer the aircraft left and right when it's on the ground, you can also counteract what's known as the left turning tendencies. This is where the plane pulls to the left as you're going down the runway for takeoff. So you need to apply right rudder to keep yourself aligned with the center line of the runway so you don't drift off. If you kept the takeoff auto rudder option turned on, this will be less noticeable. You can still make small corrections by turning left and right using your yoke or stick, but if you have turned that option off, it'll be much more noticeable, and you'll need to be on that right rudder to keep yourself lined up with the runway. Another common question about taxiing is how to know which taxiways to take when you're instructed by air traffic control, because the taxiway signs are hard to read, especially at nighttime. So what you can do is go into the options, under assistance, and then under navigation aids, and enable this option called taxi ribbon. What that'll do is draw blue arrows all along the ground when you get taxiing instructions, and it'll show you exactly what route to take to get to the runway or to get to parking or wherever air traffic control is directing you to go while you're on the ground. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll see you in the next one.